little boys and girls. I hope you're having a good time at home and lots to learn and lots to play. So this is a big hi from Happy Lobo because today I have brought you a story, an interesting story about two girls. So before we start the story, you like stories, don't you? I know you do. And my YouTube channel and my Facebook page has got many stories. So don't forget to go there. And how do you find me? Just search for Happy Lobo. That's it. Happy Lobo. That's me. So let's get started with the story today. And today's story is written by Joseph Jacobs. And the title of the story is The Old Witch. No, don't get worried about the witch. Actually, the story is about two girls. So shall we start? Yes. Once upon a time, in a village, far away at the edge of the village, there was a family. And in the family was a father and a mother and two pretty young girls. But the father did not have a job. And so they became very poor and poor and poor and poor. One day, the girls decided that they'll go out and find a job for themselves. And so, Angeline, the big girl, said that she'll go into the village and she'll find a job where she can help others. You know something interesting? Angeline liked to help others. She always wanted to help others. And this time she thought she'll find a job where she has to serve. Basically, maybe in a shop, help the customers, maybe in a restaurant or a hotel where they can serve people. So Angeline wanted that kind of a job. And then the second sister, who is Elizabeth, said, I just want a job. I just want a job, that's it. And so both the sisters went out into the village. Angeline went to many shops asking for a job. But no one gave her a job. It's actually difficult to get a job, I suppose, in that village. And so Angeline decided that she'll go further into the country in search of a job. You know, finding a job is not very easy. So she went further and she was walking and walking and walking, hoping to find a town where she'll get a job. And a job where she can help others. Isn't that interesting and nice? Yes. As she was walking, she found a place where there was a big oven. Do you know what is an oven? An oven is a place where you bake. Yes, your bread, your cake comes from this place. So this is a place where you make lovely things like bread. You bake things here. That's an oven. It's very hot inside. And Angeline found a place where there was a big oven. And inside the oven there was bread. Yes. But suddenly, the oven started talking. Can you imagine a talking oven? It started talking. He said, young girl, open me up and take the bread out. Oh, Angeline realized that it's not the oven which is talking. It was the bread which was inside. And the bread told that they have been baking inside for the last 7 years. Can you imagine? Baking bread for 7 years? Poor bread. They've been inside for 7 years. And when Angeline heard it, she quickly opened the door and pulled all the bread out. That's a nice thing to do because Angeline is very helpful. And the bread was very happy. All the breads were very happy. And such a lovely thing. So she kept the bread on the ground. And then Angeline started walking because she's going to search for a job. As she was walking and walking and walking and walking, she met a cow. She met a cow. And this cow is a talking cow. Wow. Have you seen a talking cow? I've not seen a talking cow. I've only seen a cow that says, So a talking cow told, young girl, help me. I have not been milked for 7 years. No one comes here and no one milks me. Can you milk me today? That was a strange request. I mean, why wouldn't you milk a cow for 7 years? Poor cow. But then helpful Angeline said, I will help you, cow. And quickly she started milking the cow. That was a good thing. So Angeline was also thirsty. So she drank a little bit of the milk and left the rest of the milk. And she went ahead because she has to find a job. She was walking and walking, hoping that she'll find a big town there. But then, very soon, she came to a big apple tree. And the apple tree was full of apples, lovely apples. So many apples there. And the tree said, oh little girl, help me. Huh? Why would an apple tree ask for help? Angeline looked up and saw that the tree was full of apples. And there were so many apples that the tree was not able to carry the weight. Maybe its branches were about to break. And the apple tree said, oh little girl, help me. Please pluck the apples because they're too heavy for me. No one has picked the apples for the last 7 years. They're so heavy. And Angeline, the helpful girl, said, yes, apple tree, don't worry, I will help you. And she tried her best, climbed on the tree and plucked all the apples and put them down. Now they are juicy apples. So Angeline ate a few apples and she was like, oh, I'm feeling happy. Thank you, apple tree. And then Angeline went ahead and walking and walking and walking. After a lot of walking, Angeline saw a house. Yeah, a small house. And the house had a chimney there. So she went inside and that's where she found that there was a lady in that house. An old lady. In fact, the villagers call her the witch. Does she look like a witch? I think she does look like a witch. Maybe she was evil. We don't know. And Angeline went there and knocked the door. And this old lady opened and looked at her. What do you want? And Angeline, with a nice pretty smile, said, I want a job. I want to help. I want to serve. And the old lady looked at her and said, I can give you a job. You have to take care of my house. But I'm very strict. So Angeline said, what do I have to do, old lady? I will tell you what you have to do. You have to clean my house. And I want it spick and span. I want clean and tidy. I want you to sweep the floor. I want you to dust the shelves. I want you to wash those dirty curtains. And that's how you need to keep my house clean. But there's one thing. You see that chimney there? Never peep into the chimney. That was a strange restriction. That was a strange thing. But Angeline was happy because she had a job now. And the old lady promised to pay her well. So that takes care of Angeline's problem. And so the young girl got very busy in the house helping the old lady. But the old lady would never talk. She was always a very serious lady. Maybe she was a grumpy lady. I don't know. Does she look grumpy to you? So as weeks passed, Angeline was very busy helping out in the house. She kept the house neat and tidy, spick and span. Okay. One day, the witch went out to do some work. And as usual, Angeline was very busy and got lost in her thoughts. And as she was cleaning, she went near the chimney and she cleaned and she forgot the rule. What's the rule? Don't peep into the chimney. Angeline forgot that and she peeped into the chimney. And suddenly a big bag fell down on her lap. Angeline got scared. But then she was very curious too. And she opened the bag and found gold coins in them. A bag full of gold coins. What a luck. Angeline quickly took the gold coins, the bag, and kept it aside and peeped again. And thud, again, another bag fell. And she peeped again. Thud, another bag fell. 3 bags of gold coins. That was a lot of money. Angeline was very happy. She decided to take that money and go back home to her parents, her old parents. They needed a lot of money. They didn't have any money. So she packed the 3 bags and she started walking out. And she went back to her house. But it was a long journey. As soon as she walked for about 5 minutes, she realized that the witch was following her. And the witch was furious. The witch wanted to catch her. So Angeline ran and ran and ran and reached the tree. When she came to the tree, she said, oh apple tree, hide me, so the old lady can't find me. If she does, she will pick my bones and bury me under the marble stones. The tree, I recognized Angeline and said, come quickly, hide behind me, I will keep you safe. And so, Angeline was hiding behind the tree, and it was a big tree so no one could see her. And shortly, the witch came near the tree and looked around. No sign of Angeline. So the witch asked the tree, oh apple tree, have you seen a girl with a willy wag and a long tail bag? She stole my money and all I had. The wise apple tree said, no, I've not seen a girl. And so the witch went away. And Angeline came out from the back of the tree and ran fast and ran fast. And whom did she meet next? The cow. Yes, the cow. And Angeline told the cow, oh dear cow, hide me, so the lady can't find me. If she does, she'll pick my bones and bury me under the marble stones. And so the cow said, come, hide behind me, I will keep you safe. When the witch came to the cow, and the witch saw, it's just a cow. So the witch said, cow of mine, have you seen a girl with a willy wag and a long tail bag who stole my money and all I had? Cow said, moo, moo. The witch got disappointed. Now where to find this girl? And so the witch went away. Now our friend Angeline came out and she started running. And she came to the oven. Remember the oven? Yes. And she came to the oven and said, oh oven, hide me, so the old lady can't find me. If she does, she'll pick my bones and bury me under the marble stones. When the oven heard it, the oven said, oh no, young girl, I'm full. Why don't you ask the baker? Maybe he will help you. And when the baker heard it, the baker said, come little girl, go behind and hide behind the oven. That's a safe place. And so Angeline went and hid behind the oven. The witch came there. Yes. And the witch said, man of mine. She told the baker, have you seen the girl with a willy bag and a long tail bag who stole all my money and all that I had? And the baker said, no, but why don't you see inside the oven? And he opened the big door of the oven and there was bread inside. Maybe she is inside. And so the witch slowly peeped in and then looked around. And the baker said, go a little to the left inside the oven. Move in and check whether she's there. And so the witch crawled inside the oven and the baker quickly closed the door. nice. The witch was inside the oven and got locked there. And so the baker kept the witch inside the oven for a long time. Isn't that a brilliant idea? Angeline got time, and so she came out from the back of the oven and rushed home. The witch was stuck inside the oven. That was funny. Now Angeline had lots of money, so they became rich. And Angeline married a rich man, and they lived happily ever after. No, the story doesn't end here. The story continues. Now Elizabeth, who saw what happened to Angeline, decided that she will also do the same thing. So she went on the same road that Angeline took. And as she was walking and walking and walking and walking, where does she reach? She reaches the oven. And the oven said, oh little girl, help me. Take the bread out for me. No one has taken the bread for the last 7 years. Can you help me? And then Elizabeth said, no, I don't want my hands to get burnt with that hot oven, and I'm too busy. And she walked away. Yeah, Elizabeth did not help. And as she was walking and walking and walking, she met whom? The cow. And the cow also had a request. Cow said, oh little girl, milk me, help me. No one has milked me for the last 7 years. Can you help me? And Elizabeth said, no, I don't want to milk a cow. I have other things to do and I'm very busy. So don't trouble me. And Elizabeth did not help the cow. And she went further ahead. And she came to the apple tree. And the same thing happened at the apple tree, where the apple tree said, oh little girl, help me, pluck my apples because they're too heavy for me. But our friend Elizabeth did not help. She said, I'm not going to climb the tree and waste my time helping you. I have other things to do. In fact, I'm in a hurry, so I'm not going to help you. And she went away. That was not a good thing to do. And so Elizabeth reached the house of the witch. And when she knocked the door, the witch opened and said, what do you want? And she said, I want a job. I want to take a job where I can give you money. The witch said, I can give you a lot of money, but you have to keep my house clean. Yes, keep it spick and span, and the same rules, you see. And also the condition, don't peep into the chimney. Yes, fireplace. And so Elizabeth got the job and she was working there, and she remembered that she has to do the same thing what Angeline did. And one fine day when the witch was out, she slowly peeped, and thud fell a bag of gold coins. And again she peeped, and again a gold coin, and again and 3 bags of gold coins. That was a lot of money. And so she packed all of that money, put it on her shoulders and started running. And as she was running and running, the witch followed her. The witch knew that something was going wrong. And this time she was behind Elizabeth. And she was running and running and running. And Elizabeth reaches the apple tree first. And she comes to the apple tree and said, oh apple tree, hide me so that the old lady can't find me. If she does, she will pick my bones and bury me under the marble stones. Do you think the apple tree helped Elizabeth? No. The apple tree just stood there and didn't say a word. Now where will she hide? So Elizabeth ran ahead, and the witch came there and asked the tree, oh tree of mine, have you seen a girl with a willy wag and a long-tailed bag She stole my money and all that I had. The apple tree responded and said, there she goes. And the witch quickly went and caught hold of Elizabeth and beat her up because the witch was very angry. She beat her up, she took all her money and sent her away. That was a bad thing because Elizabeth was not helpful, and so look what happened to her. And this brings us to the end of the story. So we have a very helpful Angeline who became very rich and got married and lived happily. And we have Elizabeth who is not helpful, and look what happened to her. So in this story, I learnt two things. First is to be kind and generous. It's nice when you see people who are helpful, kind and generous. And here in the story, Angeline was kind and generous. She helped the tree, the cow, the oven, yes. And what did she get in return? So many blessings. She got blessings where she went back to her family. She had riches. She became rich. She got married and lived happily. So many blessings. And all because she was kind, she was generous, she was helpful. So being helpful is very nice. I think we should all be helpful and kind. And the second thing is, like Elizabeth, if you are not kind, if you don't help others, you might get into trouble. You might get into situations where it is difficult to come out. You might get into bad things. So, whom do you want to be? Do you want to be the kind, generous and helpful Angeline, or the not helpful Elizabeth? I want to be Angeline. So let's decide one thing. Every day, let's do 5 things in our house. 5 things that help others. Maybe you can help your mama and dada, grandmother, grandfather with 5 things. Maybe to just get the newspaper inside, maybe to keep the vessels back, or maybe to arrange your books, or maybe to sweep the house. Any 5 helpful things that we can do in our house. And that will make you helpful, that will make you generous, and that will always give you lots and lots of blessings. So give me a promise that you'll be helpful. Okay? And if you're helpful, you will be a happy person. Happy person like Happy Lobo, who is always happy. So that brings me to the end of today's session. And before I go, I have something to tell you. Do you want to listen to more of my stories? Yes? Go to my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, and you will find many stories there. Watch them and enjoy them. And if you like them, drop me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and share it with all your friends so that they can also be happy. Is that something that we can do? Yes. So how do you find me? Just search for Happy Lobo. That's it. So now, smile and be happy, and don't forget to be helpful and generous. Okay? Alright then, bye-bye. See you for the next story.